Good afternoon, everyone. Derek from the Rangers Review here with your daily Rangers news bulletin this Friday, the 28th of March, the day before Rangers get back into action up at Dens Park against Dundee. 5:30 kickoff up there, so not the best kickoff time, but very much looking forward to Barry Ferguson and Rangers players getting back in amongst it. It's going to be a tasty game. Dundee, no mugs, and certainly up there. They've proven to be a tough nut to crack in recent seasons. So, big game, big test for Barry and the players to get by tomorrow night. Before we get on to the Rangers news, just a quick word for our podcast sponsors, S1 Jobs. If it's time to hand in your transfer request, then head over to S1 Jobs and upload your CV today. With thousands of jobs across Glasgow, Edinburgh and the surrounding areas, you'll find the one at S1 Jobs, so start your search today. Right, where shall we start? Let's start with Jack Butland, because he has been speaking about his relationship with Alan McGregor. And some interesting stuff that he had to say. Now, he did speak yesterday at the press conference, but it was embargoed. It has been released in the last hour or so. So let's get through some of the big talking points about what he had to say. He was asked how important was beating Celtic to keep the confidence up heading into the Bilbao game. Says, they're important games regardless of where we're at domestically or in Europe. These games between now and the end of the season are an opportunity to give the fans something back, to give the group something to finish the season on a high, and wherever that puts us and takes us. The European games are vitally important, but we still need to finish the season strong. We still need to go into the summer with some real momentum and some real positivity. Looking forward to next year. He was asked what it's like to be working with Alan McGregor. And what I'll do is, folks, I'll play you a little snippet of what he had to say. So here is Jack Butland.
Training hard. A lot of our values sort of align anyway. So that's sort of the way I am. That's the way he is. And it's just a relationship that works really well. I don't think he's needed to really say a great deal. I know what is expected, and having him in your presence and him in around the building can only help that.
It's having his respect. Big for you. It's having somebody of his stature, his respect for you. Is that big?
It's as big as it gets, especially here. I believe I have that. He certainly has my respect. I think that's why we get on well and why we have a good relationship, but also why we both want what's best for the club.
So nice words there from Jack Butland on his relationship with Alan McGregor. You can watch that press conference in full over on the YouTube channel just now, folks, or you can read every word that you had to say over on the website. It says he's playing a lot of golf with McGregor as well. He was asked, Jack, how's his golf these days? He says, we're not playing as much at the minute. We're a bit busy, aren't we? He's definitely on the golf course a little bit less than he would like, because he's loving this role. He's loving getting stuck into it. I know he's enjoying it. We'll hopefully get a game soon. He was asked as well, do you notice a big difference between him on and off the pitch? Not so much. He's still a very charismatic, very determined person. He's someone who's very selective with his words and when he chooses to use them. But he's a fantastic character. You don't get different characters with someone like him. And he's the way he is. He's very genuine, very honest. It's a pleasure to work with him. Some other interesting points of note that Jack was quizzed on. He said, what can the wins over Fenerbahce and Celtic do for belief? He says it's a huge one. We've had similar weeks to that. We've had similar feelings like that throughout certainly my time here and before that. But we need to do it more regularly, as it's something that's expected of this club. So we can't get too carried away with that week being what it is. It's now about beating Dundee at the weekend, and that's as simple as that. If you don't do that, then the Celtic week is almost irrelevant. So it's back to business. Yes, we enjoyed that week. Some of the boys have been on international duty, and we need to come back fit and raring to go. We need to win the game on Saturday, and we just move on. Lastly, he was asked, would you analyse and describe your own season? Said that it's been a difficult one purely because of where we're at as a team, as I've spoken about. There have been some moments I would have liked to have done better. Sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't. but I know there have been big moments in there. I know there's been big performances in there that have helped us, but my only focus now is I want to be here. I want to be successful here to finish the season strong in the competitions that we're in and the games that are coming ahead, and just finish as well as we can. Things can always be better. They can always be a lot worse, but for me, I'm looking ahead. I'm looking forward. I'm confident. I believe in myself, and I believe in the group, and I'm looking forward to the end of the season. So that is Jack Butland there, folks, speaking ahead of tomorrow night's game at Dens. Other bits of news you may have seen doing the rounds. Now, one player who may not be involved tomorrow is that of Lyle Cameron, who, of course, will be heading over to Ibrox in the summertime after signing a pre-contract. Now, Tony Docherty, the Dundee boss, said that Lyle picked up a knock, so we're hence sending him for a scan. He felt his hamstring, so we have to wait and see what it shows up. It was just a tweak at the end of training, so fingers crossed he'll be okay. We'll just have to wait and see what the scan says, because you never know with these ones until they look at it. The boys who were away on international duty have all come back fine. It's not difficult at all. When he was speaking to Sky about this, speaking to the Scottish Sun as well, it was quoted here. He says, "My relationship with Lyle is top drawer. He's a brilliant boy, and he'll give everything for this football club." As you saw from his performance in the derby, he was gutted that his goal got ruled out against Dundee United. I think every Dundee supporter saw his level of commitment. So yeah, he missed it the previous game, Lyle Cameron, and he could be set to miss this game as well. Yeah, as I touched on at the show this morning when I was on with Chris, very much looking forward to seeing him next season and how he can develop at Rangers and grow as a midfield player. I think he'll certainly be an asset to Rangers next season. Now, moving on, some transfer news. We're not into the summer window yet, but a number of players have already been linked. Rangers said to be keeping tabs on this guy on your screen by the name of Dor Turgeman. I think that's how you pronounce his surname. He's an Israeli striker. He's made 7 appearances for the national team, his latest being on Tuesday night when the Israel team lost out to Norway by 4-2, but he scored in that game. Currently plies his trade with Maccabi Tel Aviv, and according to the Israeli media outlet Sport 1, they claim that scouts from Rangers were in attendance to watch the front man this week. Now, Burnley, who are at the top end of the Championship down in England, are also said to be keeping tabs on him and have done for months, as have Rangers. The striker himself is earning a few plaudits. I've seen a show reel. Now, I know every player can look like Pele with regards to these YouTube reels, but certainly looks like a tidy player. 6'1", 21 years of age, and he scored 17 goals in 35 games this season. And as Maccabi Tel Aviv came through and won the title. So, yeah, certainly a hot prospect, someone that looks like he could do the business for someone. And yes, certainly has been linked with Rangers, who are said to be keen on his signature. Not entirely sure about the valuation, but yeah, what do you make of this, folks? Certainly age would tick a box. That's a sort of age bracket you're looking for Rangers to try and bring in terms of players, almost Hamza Igaman-like, if you like, in Rangers scouring markets. They're going to have to scour, of course. You can't simply just go to La Liga, Bundesliga, Liga 1, that sort of stuff, and try and snap up the best talent there. So you're going to have to look at markets like Israel, like Morocco with Hamza, Cyprus with Jefti, to try and pick out a diamond. That picture of him there, that was appearing for Israel under 21s in a match against England almost 2 seasons ago. So, yep, certainly one to keep an eye on, that's for sure. But a little bit of transfer news for you this Friday. Right, that'll do us there. A big thank you to you all for tuning in. What's to come over the weekend, of course, we'll have you covered from Dens Park with the usual videos to come from Tayside. Chris and Stevie's Talking Point is on the Extra channel to go and watch, so you can go and check that out, folks. If you haven't subscribed to the Extra channel, it's very easy to do so. £2.99 a month gets you exclusive content and access to videos before anyone else. Just click the join button on the Rangers Review homepage on the YouTube channel. It has to be a desktop version as well, so if you're on a phone or a tablet, make sure you're on the YouTube desktop version. if you want to join the channel. Right, thank you, and enjoy the rest of your Friday. Bye for now.